Hello and welcome everyone to this live demo session on SAP ABAP on Cloud on SAP Business Technology Platform Environment, along with RESTful Application Programming Model on SAP S/4HANA with embedded Steampunk training with me, Anubhav. In this demo session, we are going to understand what is ABAP on Cloud Environment, followed by a sample use case. I will take you through the agenda of this course. What can you expect in the next 40 hours of this training? And we will also talk about who is this training for. So without wasting further time, let's get started with our live demo. So we will understand who is this training for? What's the motivation for you to use RESTful application programming or Steampunk in your company? We will understand the benefits of RAP and how it evolves in terms of ABAP programming. Finally, we will have a live system demo on a ABAP environment on BTP. So let's understand who's this training for. So if you're working as an ABAP consultant like James and want to embrace the change in the technology and make your ABAP code run on top of cloud using the new techniques or ABAP environment on BTP, then this training is going to help you. Every ABAP consultant now need to upskill themselves in order to run their applications or build new type of applications on top of SAP's business technology platform. So this training is certainly going to help you. If you're working like Ruhan as a solution architect, would want to help your company to extend existing S/4HANA solution with the ABAP skill set or build completely new Fury element applications on top of BTP using ABAP technology with RESTful application programming model, this training is also going to help you. If you're working like Amaya as a Scrum lead, would want to understand how BTP can help your customers and your partners to adopt SAP ABAP environment on BTP and build innovative solutions, this training is also going to help you. Finally, like Ronnie, if you are any SAP consultant and want to venture into embedded Steampunk or Steampunk in general with SAP S/4HANA programming paradigm for RAP, this training is also going to benefit you. Understanding the developer persona, mapping it to our real-time environment will be the core of this training. Having said that, let's understand what can you expect in the next 40 hours of this training. So we will first begin with setting up our SAP Business Technology Platform ABAP environment, which is nothing but ABAP on cloud. We will understand what is SAP BTP, its ABAP environment and the different type of environments over there, along with the different development tools like Eclipse and the BAS tool. You will learn and understand what it means for you as a consultant to choose the right skill set and technology for developing on BTP, whether you go with RAP or you go with CAP. Then you will start with introduction to CDS entities, and along with that, we will build our first RAP application using unmanaged RAP scenario. You will understand basics of what is CDS entities are, how are they different from CDS views, and how can you use unmanaged RESTful application programming model to extend or build your existing ABAP applications in the cloud. In the third phase, we will start with managed RAP implementation with entity manipulation language, which is a new EML language offered on top of CDS programming paradigm. You will understand the core concepts of RAP, which includes behavior definition, behavior implementation, service definition, and service implementation for UI and API. We will build a fully managed RAP application end-to-end, which allows you to perform all the CURD queue operations. Along with that, you will be able to inculcate data actions, determinations, side effects, behaviors, validations, early numbering, authorizations, and different kinds of Fiori floor plans like analytic list page, overview page, and list report applications with the RAP-based application programming model. We will learn building both transactional as well as analytical applications. In the last and final phase, I will take you through the embedded steampunk and wrap generators, along with extensibility. One of the major use case of SAP BTP is to not just build a full stack application, but also take advantage of doing extension. Using the open API and upgrade safe contracts, SAP offer wide range of APIs to us. With the help of these APIs, we can consume and write data back to our S4HANA ERP and build a side-by-side extension on BTP. So in the last phase, we will be learning about that. Apart from that, you will understand how the embedded steampunk help your company to utilize the environment directly into the S4HANA. So this will be a power pack training, which makes you understand and help managing your future projects on latest technologies like RAP and steampunk. Having said that, let's understand the motivation for ABAP on cloud. ABAP is evolving. Are you? So in the past, we used to use ECC system with SAP NetWeaver ABAP layer as a middleware and with any database and most probably the HANA database in the past. In fact, even today, going forward, SAP is evolving the ABAP language and the frameworks around the same. So now we have the RAP framework, which is powered by SAP S4HANA 1909 on-premise release onwards, which has a yearly release cycle, or SAP Business Technology Platform as a platform of choice for building your cloud applications. In both of these cases, you can go ahead and use the RAP framework to build or extend your existing applications. In an on-premise world, SAP introduced the ABA layer, which fully supports the RESTful application programming model. Whereas on SAP BTP, we have SAP ABAP environment for business technology platform, which allows you to use RAP framework on top and build your custom applications or extend existing applications. In our coming episodes, I will spend a lot more time to explain you the broad architecture of RAP as well. But for now, you can understand the RAP technology can be used starting SAP S4HANA release 1909, which I guess most of you are already into or in the process of migrating to. And if you want to build ABAP applications on cloud, then you go with a BTP environment. Don't worry, this course is designed for an absolute beginner who has knowledge on ABAP and CDS view to help you gain this knowledge of building applications on top of BTP environment. I don't expect you to be a champ on BTP already. You can just join this training even though you never worked on BTP at all, because we will be covering the BTP end-to-end as part of this course. Okay, so what's the motivation for using RESTful application programming model and also the ABAP programming model on the cloud for RAP? So first of all, you will be able to build amazing Fury user experience applications. You can be able to build both the transactional as well as analytical application with responsive web design in the cloud. Then you can also extend your existing S4HANA solution by building a side-by-side extension using the API and embedded steampunk. You can leverage the power of SAP HANA, which is SAP's in-memory database, so that you can build an optimized application with better performance. And finally, you're using robust ABAP programming knowledge. With your ABAP skills, you will be able to upskill yourself and use that in the cloud as well. So all in all, it's a complete package for those who are stick to ABAP technology and upskill themselves for the upcoming cloud projects or even the on-premise projects where you would want to leverage the latest technology stack. So RESTful application programming model, as I mentioned, will help you to build new application where you would want to build a application completely from scratch using the RAP programming model, which is the framework and entity manipulation language. Then we have different approaches where you can plug your existing code in case your company have done a heavy investment in the past. You can leverage that code with unmanaged implementation, or if you are building a completely brand new application or a fresh application, you can go with managed implementation type. I will be explaining these implementation type in unit number 5 and unit number 9 respectively. Apart from that, it offers very powerful framework and opportunity to plug with the cloud applications and use latest frameworks like Fury Elements with latest tools like Business Application Studio. On the other side, we have ability to extend our S/4HANA solution by using embedded Steampunk as well as by leveraging the APIs from the API Hub on S/4HANA. So we can consume the web services with embedded Steampunk, and we can build a side effect free extension as part of this journey. So having said that, let's get started with our use case so that we can see one end-to-end example in our today's demo. So are you ready for our first use case as part of this live demo? I would like to give a disclaimer that this is just a demo session. Maybe some of you would not understand anything out of this demo because you are not yet comfortable with the latest tools and technology. However, my goal of this demo session will be to take you through a end-to-end use case to showcase how can you build your first cloud native application on SAP BTP ABAP environment in the cloud. For the sake of understanding and ease of use, I will be taking you through in the next episode how do you set up your own BTP environment with an ABAP environment on top of it. That will be covered in the next class. As today it's a demo, I wanted to just take you through an end-to-end flow. Our use case is starts and inspired by IPL. So you're working in a sports industry as a S4 HANA consultant or in S4 HANA solution or SAP solution. You have been asked to analyze the IPL auctions data. By implementing such auctions data, you would want to display analytics of IPL team sponsors that can make more data-driven decisions during the auction period, optimize their team compositions, manage their budget effectively, and ultimately enhance their chances of success in the tournament. So what we have got today is the data of IPL of last couple of years of auctions in IPL. Using this data, we will be building an amazing dashboard, something what you can see already here, where we will show each year IPL auction data with respect to comparison of team and their total spendings. You can see in each year how much each of the team is spent in a stack bar chart. So this will be an overview page application we will be building as part of our journey today. So in order to begin that, I have already set up my ABAP environment in the cloud, and I've also created a custom database table for IPL auction data here in my ABAP environment in the cloud. In the next class tomorrow, I will show you how can you set up your own ABAP environment in the cloud with SAP BTP for free so that you can do hands-on along with me as part of this training journey. But for this demo session, I have already set up a couple of things for myself before this demo. So we have this table and we have also the IPL auction data with the country, player name, team name, base price, currency, winning bid, and the calendar year for that particular auction period. So this is the information which we have in the table, like a traditional transactional table in your ERP system. So next step is that we will be building first a CDS entity on top of it, and then we will create annotations to expose the data out, and we will also create services in the cloud. So now I'm going to switch over back to create first a CDS view. So please make sure that you already have a good idea about CDS view before joining this training. So let me create a CDS view for IPL auction data, and I will call it as OVP, Overview CDS IPL Options. I will be creating a CDS entity, and I will be utilizing my database table to create the entity. And now I'm just going to keep important data like team name and calendar year. That's the only data I want to keep. And rest all the fields I will exclude from my list. We will also specify the For the base price amount, the corresponding currency field. So I will go to add semantic annotation dot amount currency code. Perfect. And I will also specify the activation. We will also give it as a default aggregation as sum. And we will mark this as a analytics data category as a Q so that we can aggregate the data. I can save this and activate my CDS view. And our next step will be to build a service. So what am I doing here in this system? We have created a view which exposes the data from my database table and eventually create a service on top. So in a ABAP on cloud environment, we cannot add OData publish annotation to create a service. We have to use new type of definitions or new type of artifacts called service definition and service binding to register basically a service in the cloud environment. So let's go ahead and create a service definition on this CDS entity. We will be talking about service definition and service implementation in coming episode number 4 and 5 in detail. So for now, just assume that I'm exposing a service. So we'll come here and say ZIPL auction service definition. For demo purpose, I'm just proceeding with it. I'm not explaining what does it mean by a service definition, but just think about we want to register a OData service to expose our data in the cloud. Hence, we want to create a service definition. Let's expose our entity as, let's say, auction set in the service definition. And finally, we will create a service binding, which creates a ICF node into the cloud for our service. So let's right click and create a service binding. And I can say auction service binding to expose our data in the cloud. And our goal purpose is to build a UI. So I will expose it as OData v2. So we will be creating a OData v2 for the purpose of a user interface. It gives me an error that there are no key fields assigned, which is fine. I'm going to go back and add a key field for the team name, for example. And now we will create service binding. To expose our data out as a OData v2 service for UI consumption. Why UI consumption? Because we want to leverage the annotations. We will activate service binding. It's okay if you're not understanding every artifact which I'm creating in today's demo session, but as and when we progress in our training, you all will be able to digest and understand each and every artifact properly when I take you to the detailed lectures of each of the topic. So for now, I register my node to expose my service out into the cloud. So once I publish, I will get a service created in the cloud, on top of which we will be able to build an application. So let me explain you what we've done so far. So far in the session, I had used a development tool called ABAP development tool on the cloud. So that's the development tool we are using actually. So it is the ABAP development tool on the cloud. And I've connected to my SAP ABAP environment in BTP or ABAP on cloud system. Yes, which is running on top of SAP BTP platform in the cloud. I will explain you in the next episode how did I register my ABAP on cloud system for free. This is part of our tomorrow's class. Then on top of it, we had created a database table. And on top of this database table, we have created a CDS entity. Then finally, on top of CDS entity, we created a service definition and service binding. And on top of it, now we are planning to create a Fiori application for dashboard creation. This will be of type an overview page application to show the charts. Yes. So for creating this, we will be using another tool called Business Application Studio tool in the BTP environment. And that is me as a developer using these tools. So step number one, we register our ABAP on cloud environment. Step number two, we create a table. Step number three, we create a CDS entity. Step number four, we created a service definition and service binding. And step number five is to start the BAS tool. Step number six is to build an application. Step number seven is to enhance your CDS entity with annotation. And step number eight will be to add the overview page card to get the UI working in the system. That is what we want to achieve. So having said that, let's get started and follow these steps. So by far service is ready. Let's create a application using BAS tool. So I've already started the BAS tool. In my next class, I will teach you how do you start your BAS tool for free in the BTP environment. So we will create an application now using the standard template option provided by SAP, and I will create a project from new template. I create Fiori application. So we are living in 21st century with modern tooling where we don't have to write too much of code. Most of the code and application gets generated automatically by the system. So I choose an overview page application, which is typically a analytical application, seems like a dashboard. So I will connect it to a system. And of course, as we are working here today with my ABAP on cloud system, we will be choosing an environment as ABAP environment in BTP platform. So let's go ahead and choose that SAP ABAP environment on BTP. And it is going to automatically detect my BTP environment, which I had set up before this demo session. All of this I will be teaching as part of our training in detail. So you will be able to do the hands-on along with me. It's my promise that all of you will be able to complete all the hands-on properly. So now I choose my ABAP environment on BTP. It is now fetching all the list of services which are available in that environment. And we had already registered our service with this name ZIPL Auction Service Binding, SB. Yeah. So that is the name of the service which we had registered, and we are going to fetch the same. So it's now fetching out all the details of all the services in the entire system which are available. This is the reason it is taking a bit of time. Once the details are fetched, then we are going to use this detail to connect to our service which we just registered in the environment. You can see now it is almost ready, and we will be able to connect to our service. There you go. I choose the service and I proceed next to generate our application in the system. We choose the entity set, which is the auction set. We give the project name, IPL OVP, overview page for IPL. You will be learning complete development cycle of end-to-end, starting from design to development to testing to managing to packaging to deployment and to managing the entire application in the cloud with BTP. So that will be the part of our training. Okay, you can see the application is created. But of course, in this application, you will not be able to see anything when you run it because we have not yet added any card to the application. So soon we will be adding a card. And to be able to add a card to the application, we need to go ahead and add annotations to our CDS entity. So let me now test our application, which is going to show us pretty much an empty canvas without any charts or graphs or anything. It will be a very much blank application which will come up on our UI. And depending on our requirement, we will be start adding the content on this app. So you can see now it's just booting up, and you can see there is nothing in this app. So our next step, as I mentioned, as part of the requirement, is to show this kind of a chart where on the x-axis we are going to plot a series of years. You see these years in which auction was taken place. And on y-axis, we will be plotting the total base price paid by each franchise of IPL team. And on each bar, each stack, you can see we are stacking the team names. So in this case, my x-axis is actually called dimension. So if you work with chart in school days, we have x-axis, and these x-axis are called dimensions in SAP. And then we have the y-axis. The y-axis is called measures in SAP. Yes, this is called measure. A measure is typically a data point, right? So now apart from that, you can see here these tags, they are basically part of your category. And the dimensions are nothing but your series. So we have two dimensions here. One is a series dimension showing the x-axis, and one is category dimension, which is also showing the stacks. So for this information, we are going to add an annotation. I'm going to teach more about these annotations in our unit number 12 and 13 in detail. For now, I'll switch over back and I will just go ahead and add a chart annotation. And here we are going to specify what type of chart I need. So I need chart type, a column stack chart. I will mention my dimensions. So I will be using two dimensions to plot my data. One will be the team, and second one will be the calendar year. Then I have measures. I will be plotting the base price as a measure, and then we will specify the dimension attributes. So we will create our calendar year as a series. So let's put here the dimension name, calendar year, and the role of this will be working as a series. And then we will put our second dimension to be plotted also as the team name with the role as category. Perfect. Let's also add our measure, the y-axis properties for the chart. And we will say measure base price as a data point, and my axis will be the axis 1. Perfect. So these are the properties to configure a chart. These are called UI annotations. I'm going to teach more of that in the unit number 11, 12, 13, 14. So now we also specify the data point properties because we mark the base price as a data point. So we have to specify the data point property with the data point title. Let's say total bidding price, and the data point criticality calculation with improvement direction, maximize. Perfect. So that comes to the end of our definition, and I'm just going to activate. Done. So this will still not cause any impact on our screen because even though I have added a chart on our view, the computer don't know that. You know, I know that we have added a chart, but computer cannot plot or access this chart which we have added in the view because computer needs to know where is this chart, right? So to be able to do that, we are going to go back and we're going to add a card now. So I take you to the documentation of SAP UI5 development. And when we want to build an overview page, we have to follow certain documentation. We will go deep dive inside this documentation and detail in the coming episodes. But for now, I'm just leveraging the code which is already provided by SAP to integrate a chart here. So I will copy the card, head over back to the manifest JSON file in the Fiori application, and just add a card over here. So the prerequisite for this course is you should have a bit of idea of Fiori development, not much, a little bit, and also you should have a good idea on CDS views. So let's put our model name. It's main model. Let's put our entity set name. It is auction set. Let's put the card title, and I can say IPL auction. And then I will put also subtitle, team wise total. And then we are just going to put here these annotations provided by SAP. So just remove the hashtag, which is not required. And these are the annotations which you need to integrate to build a card. So as a result of this, now it will go ahead and link with our chart annotation. Yes, this annotation, this card is going to link to our chart annotation into the CDS view, and it will pop up a chart for us on the UI accordingly. I'm going to switch over back, and wow, you can see it has got here my chart, but we have done a bit mistake. You can see it showing now the team name on the x-axis, but we want the year on the x-axis. Yeah. So in this case, the series has to be the series has to be this, and the category has to be that. So series has to be team and category must be calendar year. I'm just going to activate this. And I will refresh. And let's see what happens now. So I'll refresh, and just about a minute. There you go. There you go. You can see it has got here my chart on the years on the x-axis. So in each year, what was the total bidding done by the teams? And on y-axis, it's showing the value with the series as the team name. But all the team names are not coming, and the reason being is the key, because we made team as a key. So we have to get rid of this as a key, reactivate our view, and then we should be able to get all the teams data respectively in the chart. So this will give a clear idea to franchise and the IPL owners that how much spent was done by each team in each year. Yeah. So wow, there you go. You can see now I have gotcha in each year what was the total bidding which has happened in IPL for by franchise, and each franchise have spent how much. You can clearly make out that by far in the entire IPL, the most successful year for IPL was 2022, where majority of the bidding has happened and the total volume has crossed 15,000 crore rupees. Yes, and the second best was 18 and then 14. So this clearly makes out a cycle that every four-year cycle, the IPL team bidding is basically increased. Yes, and then you can see there is a clear downturn in the subsequent years. You can clearly make out in the first couple of IPL, the Delhi Daredevils was the first two IPLs. Delhi Daredevil team was, the second largest bidding team, and then in 2022, perhaps the Delhi Daredevils disappeared, right? And the new teams which have emerged, like the ones in the green color, is Lucknow Super Giants, that has gained a lot of traction for the bidders. Now on the other side, look at the consistently we have this we have the other team as the one which is in the blue color, which is the Chennai Super Kings is consistently doing very good in every IPL, yes, consecutively. So this is how you can clearly make out and help your team, and you can decide how does the cycle happens in IPL and how are the contributions of each and respective teams are going on in terms of total bidding process. In addition to that, you can add dynamic filters in your report for, let's say, team name. And now I can say Star Royal star. So it'll show me all the teams with the Royals. So Rajasthan Royals and Royal Challengers. You can see a clear comparison between the teams, right? So this way you can also adapt filter, add additional filters and filter your data. And all of this will be done without writing any dynamic select query or where condition. All the thanks goes to the RESTful application programming model with service definition and service binding, and of course the CDS view. So this is how exactly we can build our first use case with a complete end-to-end application in 30 minutes with the rest with the ABAP on cloud environment. And certainly as and when you progress in our training, step by step, I'll show you more powerful use cases and case studies which we have planned for you in ABAP on cloud environment. All right, so now let's move to some of the FAQs which were asked by some of you in the past. regarding this training. So first question, do I need to have prior knowledge on BTP to join your course? No, you don't need any prior knowledge on BTP. I will cover the BTP foundation for you, and that will be the topic for our next class. If you are new to SAP BTP or cloud environment on ABAP, then you don't need to worry. I will cover everything for you to get started on BTP. How much of the CDS knowledge required for this course on ABAP on cloud? You must have good knowledge and understanding on CDS views, without which this course may not be helpful and to you at all. So I request you to kindly do have a good knowledge of CDS view, CDS entities before joining this course. If you don't know CDS views and VDM, I would request you to kindly go ahead and join our ABAP on HANA training first. So once you understand our ABAP on HANA training, only and only then you should join the current course. You should not join our current course without knowing CDS views. I'm from BW and BI background. Can I learn ABAP on cloud? Yes, you can. And you must learn ABAP on cloud, because now you can build cloud native analytical application on SAP BTP ABAP environment, like you saw in the demo today. Will this course cover embedded steampunk? Yes, this course is actually going to cover that. It is actually the RAP programming model, and the code name or the steampunk is just the code name of RAP programming model used for S4HANA Cloud. So we will touch upon an embedded steampunk. What about the server access? So guys, it's free. We will be using ABAP environment on BTP, and we will be using the BTP trial. There is a trial available already for free. And in the next class, I will cover how to set up the development environment for you. Will this course cover CAP also? No. If you want to join CAP, then there is a separate module with us at anubhavtrainings.com. Please write back to us on our mail ID for SAP CAPM training, because that's a separate course altogether. It's a 50-hour CAP development training. You would not need this training to join. You can directly join the CAP training also. CAP and RAP are parallel approaches. So we have everything available depending on how much deep dive or how much knowledge you want. You can accordingly join the courses in the different flavors. Okay, moving on. Which version of S4 HANA or environment or server environment will be using? We will be using latest SAP BTP environment, which with the ABAP environment in the BTP. So it will be always latest only. How much of this course is spent time on RAP, and what are the other topics other than that? So around 70 to 80% time will be on RAP. Rest topics will be like embedded steampunk, RAP generator, extensibility, setting up BTP account, tools and services. That will be our topic for rest of the course. Do I need prior knowledge on OData? No. We will provide you complimentary OData session, and also API Hub we will introduce you. Can I also take this course in video mode if timing doesn't suit me? Certainly yes. You can go and opt for video mode training for this course if you want to. So you would not need to have wake up early in the morning. Those who are joining from Europe, especially it's more of a midnight if they attend live classes, you can go with video mode training as well. What tools do I need to practice this course? We will be using ADT tool, which I guess all of you are already aware of. If not, please join my ABAP HANA training first, complete ADT in CDS view, and then come back to this advanced training of RAP. So we will be using ADT tool and also the BAS tool for building Fiori applications actually. How to join this training? To join this training, you can simply send us an email on contact@anubhavtrainings.com. That's the way you can go ahead and join our course actually. So this is the simplest process to subscribing for this training. Having said that, this is Anubhav signing out. Thank you so very much for making your time today to attend this demo session with me. I hope to see you in my next class tomorrow at the same time. Have a nice day and goodbye.